Now we will see approval process for needed application. When a ticket is created in instance, then it will go for approval. If it is rejected, then set status to closed and end this process. And if it is approved, then set status to approved and send an email notification to requester and create a task record for that particular request. And then end this process. Now we will see notify overdue task process. First, it will check if there is any needed task is overdue. If it is overdue, then it will send a notification to task owner. If it is not, then it will end the process. And it's the data model for needed application. And this for needed task. So far you have learned all these ServiceNow basic concepts. Apart from this, I show you how to create a table in ServiceNow, how we create a view, how we set form layout in a view, how we set fields in a form layout, how we can create modules in ServiceNow on the same table, how we can edit application, how can we edit module, how can we set link type for the module, now we have created 3 modules on the same table. Here we set filter condition. How can you create section? How can you create view? How can you add a new field? Now I'll talk about ServiceNow API categories. There are 3 types of API categories. One is client side, second one is server side, and third one is REST. If I'll talk about scripting categories, there are 2 types of scripting categories. One is client side and second one is server side. For example, in client side we can use client scripts, UI policy scripts. Server side we can use business rules, script include, schedule jobs. Client scripts allow system to run JavaScripts on client browser and are used to manage form fields and form fields values. Server-side scripts run on server or database to perform CRUD operation, create, retrieve, update and delete information from server. You can use client script to make field mandatory, to make field read only, to hide sections, to show and display field on the form. Now I'll show you how can you create a client script in ServiceNow instance. Select category as client development. Select type as client script. Define the name for the client script. Define the table on which you want to create client script. Here we will define the UI type. I'll discuss about the type of client script. There are 4 types of client scripts: onset edit, onChange, onLoad and onSubmit. If you select type as onset edit, here you have to set the field name. So this script will run when you will change the value for configuration item from list editor. It's a list editor. If you will try to change the value from list for this configuration item field, then this client script will run. If you select type as onChange, it will run when a field value will change. When the business service value will change, then this script will run. So here you have to select field as business service. If you select type as onLoad, then the script will run when the form will load. If you select type as on submit, the script will run when you will submit a record. If you select this value, it means this script will apply on all the tables. Those will inherit this table. For example, if you have created a time script on task table and you have selected this value, then all the child table like incident, change, problem will inherit this sprint script. If you select global, then it will apply, this script will apply on all the views. If you unselect this, then you have to define view name here, on which view you want to create this script. And if you want to create this script for all the views, then select this option. Here you will write business logic in script editor. In script editor you can write business logic. If you select type as onset edit, this is a script template you can use, and these are the parameters you can use while writing a script. OnLoad and onSubmit script template doesn't contain any parameter. This code I have written to throw an alert message when the short description field value will change on needed application. This parameter will store old value of short description field, and this parameter will store new value of short description field. Old value for short description field is null. Now I'll write a new value for short description field as testing. Now you can see that it has thrown an alert message where there is no old value and it's a new value for short description field. Again it's thrown an error where there is no old value and computer is a new value for short description field. Why there is no old value? When we have set testing as short description old value, it is happening because we have not submitted this information to the server. If I submit this information to the server, and then I try to change the short description field value, then testing will become its old value and computer will become short description new value. Testing will remain the old value for short description field until the record is submitted to server. If I try to remove this value, now again testing is old value and new value is success. But if I update this record, then success will become its old value and computer will become its new value. So it's very important that have you submitted the information to server or not, or are you working on the form. Level, on the basis of this, it will set old value and new value for a field. These all are client-side scripting APIs, and these are the functions that you can use in scripting. Now the requirement is that when the request type is HR, then these two values should be displayed for what needed field. When the request type is facilities, then only these two values should be displayed for what needed field. And if the request type is region, then these three values should be displayed for what needed field. So for this you have to write on change client script on needed table. This is an on change client script on needed table. Here we have select field name as request type. On the basis of request type, this field value should set So here we are using glide form API, and to access glide form API you have to use g_form global object, and this is the method we are using here. You can see the syntax here. Here we have to pass field name as a parameter. If you want to see field name, then right click on field and click on configure dictionary. Copy this column name and paste it here. Right click on the form and it will give you all the information about the columns queried on this table. And from here also you can copy the column name. Why we are using z_form here? Z_form is a glide object to access glide form APIs, and glide form APIs is used to manage forms and form fields. Clear option method is used to clear the choices for what needed field, and if the new value for request type is HR, if the new value for request type is HR, then it's setting choices as human resource 1, human resource 2 and other for what needed field. Now see that first it has removed all the choices for what needed field. Then it's setting value on the basis of request type value. If the request type field value is human resource, then it's setting these three values for what needed field. Similarly, it is checking the new value of request type field. If it is facilities, then it is setting the value for what needed field. When you create a new record, then there is no default value for requested for field. So for this you have to write an onLoad client script to set the value for requested for field. This code will set the default value on requested for field. To get the column name, right click on the field and click on configure dictionary. Copy the column name, paste it here. This is the method we are using to set the value. And z_ is a global object to access glide user API, and user ID will give the sysID of current user. System administrator is the current user, so it will give the sysID of that user. As we can see that requested for is a reference field, so we have to pass sysID here. Now reload this form. Now you can see that when the form is loaded, it is setting the default value for requested for field.